Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode number 95 or day number 95 in our Bible study. And this is Naftaly Rantho, your host. And today we are talking about purpose after pain, leading with honor, healing, and hope. So, and let's check the quick description or the summary thereof of our title. In Second Samuel chapter 1 to 3, because we are starting the new book today, we witness a powerful picture of purpose rising from pain. And David does not gloat in his enemy's fall, but honors Saul and Jonathan, teaching which teaches us to mourn with grace, lead with humility, and respond with righteousness. And as we rise to eradicate poverty spiritually, in families, in health, and in finances, may we be like David and people who inquire of the Lord, restore what was broken, and unite what was divided. And true leadership heals, honors, and brings hope. So yeah, let's dive in and check today's summary of these 3 chapters of Second Samuel. So let's dive in. So if you are new to this Bible study, remember you need to start from the beginning, from chapter 1 of Genesis, and then you will be following each and every day as we are sharing the chapters that you must read and pray and seek God to speak to you and guide you. And you will see a year from now, if today is your first day, your life will be at a totally new level that you have never thought you could live such a life. So yeah, let's go in and check the summary of these 3 chapters. The first one, 2 Samuel chapter 1, David mourns Saul and Jonathan. So David learns of Saul and Jonathan's death through an Amalekite who claims to have killed Saul. But actually, he was seeking a reward. He did not kill Saul, but he lied, expecting to be rewarded, because he knew that David did not, he was not in good terms with Saul. So he thought when he gave him the news, he will be given a reward. Instead of rejoicing, David mourns deeply and executed the man for killing God's anointed. And he was killed actually for bringing, for what he said he has done, which was lie. So he died because of a lie. So David writes a lament honoring Saul and Jonathan, showcasing his deep loyalty and humility. And the key lesson we learn out of that is honor even those who failed. Leadership anchored in God's character doesn't rejoice over others' downfall. Remember last year, I had some bad news about the man that I worked with, and he was experiencing so much pain in his life. He made my life a living hell when I was still in the military. He tormented me so much that when someone was doing something wrong, he would always come to me and say, I was responsible for what happened, even if I didn't do anything. And I had to take very bad decisions in the past sometimes because of his pressure that he put upon me. And last year, I learned that he was going through a lot, where he was losing his family members, and I had to send him a message just to say condolences to the family. And after that, actually, I had to pray for him and say, Lord, please, may you help him, may you bless him. And it has been years that he was not being promoted. His colleagues that were with him on same courses, they were promoted. He was left alone. And after I prayed for him, within 2 months, he was promoted. And I think that, yeah, he was relieved. But the prayer that I had to make, it was very serious, because I remember when he was fighting me, I had to pray to say, Lord, me and him, we can't be in the same place, because he doesn't have the same vision as I have. So I can't accept that he's gonna be tormenting me like this. And I think that the Lord was putting a curse upon him. But when I prayed for him last year, the curse was lifted. So that is the power of prayer. And when you are aligned with God, you can actually make things. But we don't need actually to curse anybody, because the Lord himself, he said to Abraham, those who curse you, I will curse. So we just need to be keeping going forward. But when your enemy is crying, do not rejoice over that. Because that is not what God will do. So now, 2 Samuel chapter 2, David anointed king of Judah. David seeks God about where to go next. He is directed to Hebron, where he is anointed king over Judah. Meanwhile, Saul's son Ishbosheth is made king over the rest of Israel by Abner, causing division. And conflict erupts between David and Saul's factions, led by Joab for David and Abner for Saul's house. A fierce battle ends with Abner killing Joab's brother Asahel, intensifying the feud. And the key lesson we take out of that is, even in transition and elevation, division and resistance may arise, but God's purpose will prevail. So people don't want the change. They resist the change because they are not sure of what will happen next. So, but you need to know that the purpose of God will always prevail. Now, chapter 3, 2 Samuel 3, rise of David and fall of division. As time passes, David's house grows stronger while Saul's house grows weaker. Abner becomes disillusioned with Ishbosheth and offers to unite Israel under David. And David agrees on condition that his wife Michal, Saul's daughter, be returned. Remember, his wife was taken and given to somebody else. Joab seeking revenge murders Abner. David distanced himself from the act, showing integrity. And David honors Abner's publicly, and he weeping at his funeral to prevent further bloodshed. The key lesson we take out of that is leadership is proven not just in victory, but in how conflict and betrayals are handled with honor and diplomacy. So we cannot be people that revenge. We need to be able to love. So now let's go ahead with the key takeaway points for you to live a life of purpose spiritually. David consistently seek God's direction before making moves, showing the power of divine consultation. Mourning and honor, even for flawed leaders, reflect a heart aligned with heaven's values. Heaven does not hold grudges. True anointing is not grasped, but received through obedience and humility. And in terms of family, David's request for Michal shows the importance of restoring broken family connections, and the rift between Saul's and David's house highlight how unresolved family divisions can stall progress. And healing starts when we take intentional steps towards reconciliation and unity. And in terms of health, emotional and relational health requires forgiveness and proper mourning, not vengeance. David mourns loss, lead with grace, and model healthy expression of grief and honor. And handling betrayal, Joab's murder for Abner, without bitterness, protect your heart from toxicity. Yeah. And finance, David rises, demonstrates that favor follows faithfulness, not manipulation. And integrity in leadership sustains long-term blessings. Avoid shortcuts and compromising alliances. And healthy kingdom leadership creates order, stability, and favor that leads to generational provision. So in conclusion, and when we talk about purpose often includes waiting, wounding, and warfare. But alignment with God ensures fulfillment all the time. Elevation comes with challenges, but those who lead with honor and obedience are sustained. And rebuilding a divided nation or a family, community, or business start with righteous leadership and humble influence. So now is the time for us to influence with humbleness, not the influence with anger. Because when you are humble, the Lord said, if you humble yourself, you will be lifted up. So let it be God that lifts us up. We should always humble ourselves, put ourselves at an inferior position all the time, because that is where the Lord will lift you up. May God bless you as you start this weekend. Take everything that you have learned this week, put it into practice. Tomorrow we continue with another episode of our Bible study. God bless you. Bye-bye.